Baby. Do you want to have more time? Do you wish that there are more than 24 hours in a day? Are you struggling with, lack of time, scarcity of time? And do you want to learn what are some of the powerful management tips that you can use so you can make use of your time in the best possible way? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're on the right live webinar. Today, I am very fortunate to have Grace as my guest, one of the advisors of Working Moms Academy, because we will talk about abundant time, how to master your time and accomplish more. For those of you who don't know me yet, let me introduce myself. My name is Wanda Kalupig. I am the founder, lead coach, and trainer of Working Moms Academy. Working Moms Academy is an online platform and community helping moms to overcome stress and avoid burnout so moms can be successful at work and at home. Every week, we have this live webinar, live coaching call with our community member also, which happened 30 minutes ago because we really want to help mothers, overcome stress by sharing life tools that education lacks. And today we have on Abundant April is our theme, and we have topic abundant time. On the last few weeks, we had the topic on April 9. We spoke about abundant wealth. What is the true meaning of wealth and how can you achieve it? Last week, we had the topic of how to program yourself for success in terms of abundant mindset. Please go to our Working Moms Academy YouTube channel and you can watch the replay of those webinars for free, of course. And of course, other than the webinars, we do have the live coaching calls and other videos that can help you overcome the stress and challenge of every day. So without further ado, let me introduce Grace. Grace Marabe is a mom of two and a serial entrepreneur, business development consultant, and founder of NGO Emofra Africa. Grace has started businesses in the USA, UAE, Ghana, and Turkey. She is an international business consultant and partner of LMG Management Consultants in Dubai, in Dubai. She assists companies and individuals with navigating the complexities of setting up businesses in Africa and other emerging markets. She has extensive experience in mergers, acquisitions, strategic planning, international marketing, and financial markets. See, you can learn a lot because you can see how much Grace have accomplished so much as a mother of two, a serial entrepreneur, and everything in between. So let me welcome Grace on stage. Hi, Grace. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. How are you? How are you
I'm
doing?
good. Although
Really
I'm
good.
happy to see you and I'm very excited about this topic, time management. For those who are watching us live, feel free to drop, your questions to Grace because she'll be more than ready to answer what are the best ways for you to manage your time. So Grace, can you tell us more? I remember when I had this conversation, I said, what is the topic that you can speak so well? And you were very confident. time management. So can you just tell us more in terms of when did you develop these time management skills?
I would say I developed it once I became a mom and wanted to do more things. So, as your responsibilities increase, as the things you want to do increase, you realize you everybody has 24 hours. So, in that 24 hours, I want to do. I'm a typical Gemini in that I want to do 100 things. Okay, so wanting to do 100 things, how do you fit 100 things into 24 hours? And that's when I realized that it was very important to get a control of my time. One of the important things to realize about time is that time is a very expensive commodity, meaning nobody can pay for it. Like once you've wasted time, the time is gone. There's no money that can get you 30 minutes back or 1 hour back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So it's very important to have manage your time and not let your time manage you. Yes.
I love that. I'm just typing as you're saying, time is a very expensive community. It's something that you can get back, right? I remember there was a video which says, imagine getting $86,400 every day, but you can only use that one day. You cannot withdraw for tomorrow. You cannot withdraw yesterday's balance only now. That is the
Yeah.
value of time that you have every day. So
Yeah.
that's very well said. So Grace, can you tell us so as you become a mother of two, you started to learn about this time management skill. I remember I learned time management when I was in high school. I have this classmate, I mean, at the beginning of the day, she will always have a time slot, like, from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, she'll be doing these things. And I found it
Mhm.
very useful. I started to, even when I come home from school, my mom will say, wash the dishes now. And I was like, Mom, wait, see, I have a time schedule.
Yeah.
I can only wash dishes at 7 or 8. So please, Mom, let me do my assignment and I'll do my work later. And, as I
Yeah.
progress in life, I found that scheduling of time very effective. But of course,
Very
as I
important.
also very important, as I grew up, there are many, many time management hacks that can be used to
Yes.
really do that. So can you start sharing us what are those tools?
Okay, so let's talk first because someone will say, "Well, why do I need to manage my time? It's
Hmm.
not um it's not a big deal or it's not affecting me because I'm late to stuff." But the truth is, good time management leads to improved efficiency as well as productivity. So you can still do someone will say, "Well, I don't manage my time well, but nothing is going wrong." So I just want to talk a little bit about the benefits of managing the time. Number one is stress relief. When you're not crunched for time, you're not stressed out. And stress can lead to so many health issues, hypertension, sleep disorders because of stress. So let's say you didn't get to time to do something, you're stressed out. Time management also gives you more time. So you have then more time to do other things with your family because we're talking about moms that are working. So when you manage your time, you will see that, let's say you'll say, "Oh, I don't have time to go to the movies with my kids this weekend." You actually do if you manage your time.
Hmm.
Another thing with managing your time is it gives you more opportunities. You
Hmm.
can, depending on where you are in the world, you can get a second job. If you, let's say you want to save up for something, if you manage your time, you can do 3 hours. Now we're doing so many things online. You can get a second job. You can get a second gig. You're also able to realize your goals when you practice time management, meaning you can, for instance, maybe somebody's always wanted to get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. When you manage your time, you can squeeze in a couple hours a day for school because you're able to study. So those are the benefits of time management. So I have 7 tips. I'm going to go through each of them, but just stating them quickly is there's 7 ways you can effectively utilize your time. One of them is to set your goals correctly, meaning you need to establish what are the things that are important because you can't, time management is not about just taking care of things, but it needs to be taking care of the things that matter, right? Prioritize wisely. So if one of the things I wanted to do what I did today, you'd be surprised, is before this call, I went and had a pedicure because I'm traveling.
Okay.
It was important for me to have a pedicure because I know when I get back um, to Dubai, I will not have the time to go to the salon. So I needed to do it before I left. So I asked for the earliest appointment. So again, this is just a quick example about prioritizing your time. What is important? And then of course this call was important. So preparing for it, before the time came this week, that was part of my to-do list. So you need to prioritize what is important for you. And then you need to set time limits. One thing I do with time management is like what you said earlier is I set time limits. For instance, you never want to make a statement like, I need to clean my house and then leave it. No, because
Mm.
that's a long task. So you would break it down and say, like, I need to clean my house. Yes. And I want to clean my house by June. Okay. So I would say in May, you start breaking it up. Today, I'm going to start with the bathroom and I'm going to give myself 2 hours to do the bathroom and time it. Actually, time the 2 hours. If 2 hours is not realistic, do it for 1 hour. But when I say 2 hours, meaning that for 2 hours, you're not on your phone, you're not taking a call, you're not going to the kitchen to make a sandwich or going here and there. You're taking 2 hours to do your bathroom. Then the bathroom is done. And then you look at the next time slot when you can do, let's say, your closet. When you do it like that, you find that the tasks don't become so daunting. Sometimes when we give ourselves big tasks, I need to get this degree or I need to do this. It's so big, but you need to break it down into manageable timelines and then you can accomplish men. Another thing is to
Like
take
that's the
breaks.
case. Can I just stop you for a while? So I think what you're saying. It is actually related to goal setting. I mean,
Yes,
I was thinking this is like coaching, right? You always when you want to manage your time, you have to set clear goals by
yes,
when. What goal
yes,
and when you want to accomplish it. So it's all related to that. Similarly, as you gave that example of you want to clean by this time and complete it by when. So setting a timeline.
yes.
Annette,
Because
she's
leave
giving
it
us.
loose, it's
Oh
too
yeah,
loose.
yeah,
Excuse
it's
me?
too.
Yeah.
We have one comment from Annette. She is Annette Caraballo. She's joining us from Puerto Rico. She said these are amazing tips. I agree. You gave that simple bump of getting clear of what you want, setting a time, and managing it into chunks, right? Into
Yes,
small tasks.
yes.
Mm.
Never,
Okay,
never
continue.
never look at just the big goal even with anything you do. So even if it's I need to do laundry, it's a simple goal as I need to do laundry, but maybe you have 3 loads, so you'll look and say, okay, next week I'm going to wear a lot of dark color, so you do the dark color load, give yourself a break, do something else, and then you go back, but you have to set, I need to do laundry by Wednesday. So you would plan your schedule around that. So setting the goal and then the limit and then the due date is very, very important. And then also doing breaks. I don't believe in sitting 6 hours in a room saying I need to do my room. It's not realistic. It's just not realistic. Our attention span as people is like, I think, 3 hours or something at a time. This is why you never see a university class that's 5 hours because nobody can concentrate for that period of time. So take breaks and then organize yourself. It's very important that people organize themselves. Even when I say that, I talk about, let's say, logistics. So you know that you need to clean your house. I'm going back to this example, but you don't have a single cleaning product. You don't have a vacuum cleaner. You don't have any of the tools. So when you organize yourself, when you set up a task, you need to organize yourself so you understand what do you need to accomplish this task.
Mm.
Okay. And then when you are setting goals, we need to also remove non-essential tasks. For instance, let's say I have so many things to do today and it's somebody's birthday and I need to have a gift delivered. I need to utilize the systems like a fetcher or a carrying. These are things we use in Dubai. I'm not sure but I'm sure in Philippines or wherever, Puerto Rico, they have a delivery service. utilize it so that you free up an hour of you having to go to somebody's house and do this and do that. So always try to see what you can delegate, and planning ahead is important. I do realize that with COVID, we are not able to plan ahead like we used to, but we can still plan ahead.
Mhm.
We can still do some planning ahead, leaving room for any things that may show up or any hiccups and stuff like that. So those are 7 action tips that people can actually apply and be able to manage their time. um, Now we have a lot of technology, so we have technology that helps. So I wanted to just share a couple of apps with you guys that are really good for time management. One second, I wrote them down here.
That's good. While you are looking for that, what I love what you said, Grace, is that you need to manage not only your time but your energy. What I also find is that a lot of mothers, that is the biggest problem, right? We want to do everything at the same time, but you also have to manage your energy, right? Because you cannot really do everything at the same time. So just ask yourself, what is the best time for you, let's say, as you said, to clean the house? Is it morning, is it afternoon, is it evening? Is it based on how much mess there is? It is based on how tired you are already. So mothers, I think, a lot of my mom is, I'll say, she's OC. She want to make sure the house is clean every day, every corner.
Yeah,
And it gives her
it's
a
not
lot of stress.
needed.
I was telling her, Mom, I think you can also relax sometimes, I mean, we will not die if there's one dirt today that we will clean tomorrow, or, so I think, it's about understanding your time, your energy, and as you said, plan ahead. What do you really need? What are the non-essential tasks that you can delegate? I mean, a lot of people ask me, how can I do Working Moms Academy, a job, I can write. And I was like, because I know how to delegate. If some things doesn't give me joy, then I was like, who can I assign this work to?
Yeah.
Or who can help me
I want
with this one? And that's helpful. Yeah.
I want to give you four. So there's basically 4 Ds that you can use for time management.
Okay.
Number one D is, so 4 Ds. Just
Uh-huh.
remember 4 Ds: do, delay, delegate, and delete. And you can use
Oh,
this
I
for
like that.
all tasks you have in your house, in your life, meaning there are things that you need to do. Then you go through the to-do list and see, what can I delay to tomorrow, next week, next month? What can I ask someone to do? That's delegate. And then what do I need to delete because it's just not serving me? I don't need to do it. Like maybe cleaning the house 5 times, like your mom is doing. Maybe she doesn't need to do it. So it would then be deleted off the list for Tuesday because you can do it on Friday, or et cetera, et cetera. So just remember these 4 Ds as another tip.
Thank you for sharing. Actually, Annette said she's using Calendly because we started using Calendly when we met. So, so that's actually a very good management tool. But I love what you said is do, delay, delegate, and delete. I think I should, because there is also something called the Eisenhower box, right? Where there is something urgent, important. There is this 4 box I remember. But I think this 4 is very easy to remember. Do, delay,
Yeah,
delegate. Wow. Thank you for
delegate,
sharing.
delete.
Okay.
You're
So what
welcome.
are those
So
tools that you can use?
some of the apps that I have used before are to-do list. In one word, to-do list. It's an app.
Mm-hmm.
Focus Keeper is a good one. Key Wake Key uh, KIWAKE app. Toggle is good. Freedom. These are good apps which you can use just personally to just manage your time. I think that it's very important with time management skills. You cannot do it from here. You have to have a diary, or you have to have prompts. This is what's effective. Anyone who says they're managing their time and they're not writing anything down is lying. They're not managing their time.
That's good, right? So you said to-do list, juggle, freedom. I missed the other two you said.
Focus keeper,
Focus keeper, okay.
and then KIWAKE app, key wake app.
Wake up. I hope I'm typing it. So actually, these
Let
are
me,
very good tools. Keyway. It's
no,
still
no,
loading.
uh, no, it's KIWAKE and then app as an APP.
Ah,
KIWA and then
keyway.
app.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, like that. Okay.
yes.
So for those of you who are finding it struggle, I mean, finding time to, I think the good thing is you can download these are free apps, right, Grace? Am
Yeah,
I
these are
correct?
free apps. They don't cost you any. They don't cost anything, and you can. Everybody's has different things they like to do. So check and see. Some are really detailed. Some are for the mom. Some are for the working mom. So just try them. I use a couple of them, and I also use a planner because I am old school and still need to actually have a book in my hand, even though the apps are great and they provide us
Mhm.
support. I'm still that person who needs to write a date in my planner. So I still keep the traditional planners, and those are fine as well. Yeah, but you do need to put pen to paper. You do need to write down what you're doing because it's easy. The other thing about why a planner is good is because let's say I meet you somewhere, we're having a coffee, right? And then you ask me, are you free in 3 weeks? Now, when I have a planner or when I have a calendar written in, I can actually go in and see genuinely if I'm free in 3 weeks, as opposed to just saying yes, and then you have 6 things booked on that day already. So it's important to get into the habit of writing stuff down. Yeah.
That's actually a very good tip. For me, I used to have a planner, but I've shifted to fully using my phone calendar.
Hmm.
So the Google Calendar, it's synced to the phone, right? So I just like, okay, am I free? Or I start to block time. If I have so many things I need to do, I really block those time to make sure that I will put call blah blah, complete this report, make an article. So those actually are very useful. My
Yeah.
advice for those people: find what works for you.
Hmm.
If you're like Grace who still wants to carry the planner, that's actually very powerful, right? Because you can really see it as well. Or if you are phone is something that most people are attached to. So if you can make use of that, that is also a very powerful tool, right, Grace?
Hmm. Yes, yes. But as long as you're using something, I mean, it's like I guess it's what people use something that you will keep to. That's the key thing. Don't use things that you will get tired of or you can't figure it out, and then you just stop using it. So consistency is important. Yeah.
That's very good. Is there anything else you want to share with us on the tools and the tips and the technology in terms of time management?
I think like I said before, it's really about for me what I find very effective is using the tool of putting exact times to things. So, for instance, if I decide that I am going to, let's say, I'll do something at work because I have so many different things that I'm doing that if I don't do this, I will not be able to achieve my goals. So, for instance, I come in the office and I will dedicate maybe 1 hour to checking emails, right? For I don't if unless it's an emergency, I will not take a phone call. I will not respond to a message. I will not do anything unless it's an emergency, and I will dedicate 1 full hour to checking emails. And what I find is that when I do that, I don't even need a full hour because I'm so focused on checking the emails, I'm not distracted. But if you notice, and I think we've all fallen victim to this, you go to work and say, I'm going to check emails, and then you get up, and then somebody calls you, and then you make a phone call, and then you start doing something, and you end up spending 5 hours checking emails when you didn't really spend 5 hours checking the emails because you were doing so many other things. So this is why the having your blocking the time is so important because it keeps you focused. It keeps you very focused. Yeah.
I love that, Grace. I mean, we now live in a very distracted world, I say. Because there
Yeah.
are too many distractions, especially now. Most people are still working from home. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of struggle, right? But I think what you're saying is very good. If you can put 100% of your time and energy to do one thing, no picking up calls, not doing anything else, you can actually accomplish much
More.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is actually this is actually the trick that people get to realize when they master it. They're like, oh, okay, I could have just spent more time doing this, and also learning to drop is something we don't do, especially moms. We want to do it all. So
Hmm.
knowing when to drop something and also knowing when to delegate, because and delegate doesn't mean that you have staff and a bunch of people to do it, but it could just simply be like delegating an assignment to our kids. Must you always be the one to empty the dishwasher? If you have a child that's a teenager, let them do it. That can free up 15 minutes of you to do something. Or sometimes take a taxi somewhere or instead of driving, so you can use that time to do something that you need to do, respond to an email, make a phone call, blah blah blah. So we can delegate certain things. Yeah.
I like what you said. I remember in one of the coaching calls, one of the mothers told me that she's very stressed already. And I told her, what is the number one thing that gives you stress? And she told me housework. So the next question I asked her is that, who at home can help you with the housework? And she's like,
Mhm.
oh, my daughters are teenagers already. So I told her, can you ask children to start helping you out? Because
Yeah.
because she want to do some freelance work on top of what she's
Mhm.
doing. So I was telling her, if you need extra time, can you ask your children to help you with, with the housework and explain to them that there is something that you need to do urgently and more important than the housework. And she was like, oh yeah, that's possible. And
Yeah.
actually that worked for her. So for those of, I think, I remember also Hina, one of our guests last April, she said, mothers, our problem is we want to be everything. It's possible, but yeah, but we should not be
It's
doing
not realistic, and it's usually at a detriment to us, right? Yeah. Yeah.
true. So we mothers, as you said, if we try to do everything and anything on our own, it's our detriment to us. It burns out, I mean, our energy and our time. So for those of you who have questioned to Grace, this is the right time for you to ask. Grace, a lot of mothers also, I mean, I used to be in that stage where I will schedule an exact time and I will make a very big to-do list. But at some point in time, the to-do list just upsets me because,
Mhm.
I was like,
It's
I have
um,
100 to-do list, I accomplished 10. Then at the end, I end up beating myself in the process.
no, the to do list should never be you can you can have multiple to do lists. So let's say now we're going into May. Okay, so let me let's all try to do this. May, you set your goals for the month. Okay.
Hmm.
Now let's use you as a live example, Wanda. What
Okay.
are what are your 5 goals you have this month? I'm gonna write them down as well. What are your
Okay.
five?
So actually, for me, I always define my goals at the end of the month. But for me, my goal in May, of course, is to complete. I have to complete 2 reports
Uh-huh.
and you have to complete 2 questionnaires. So that's work.
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
also need to complete 2 articles.
Uh-huh.
I need to what else? Oh, I need to take care of the Working Moms Academy coaching platform
Mm-hmm.
and the learning platform also. Is that
Mm-hmm.
5 already?
It's 4, but you have a lot. Okay, so now based on your goals, complete 2 reports, 2 questionnaires, 2 articles, and take care of the coaching platform. So that's 4. Now we have in the month of May, I think it's is it 5 weeks or let me check.
I think it's
May,
only 4 weeks.
I'm checking. Hold on. May is yes, so it's 4 weeks and 2 days. So let's say we have 4 weeks, okay? Now that's your goals for the month. Now you need to then break it up into goals for the week. So when you look at this goal for the month, it's overwhelming. I'm like, oh wow, this is a lot. But
True.
don't let that scare you when you put it. So week one, you can use week one to complete the two reports. You can
Yeah.
use week two to complete the questionnaires. Now, depending on what is due, so you can either do week one, one report, one questionnaire, week two, one report, one questionnaire, or one article and one thing. But in each week, you will give yourself tasks. Now, within the week, you go into the days of the week. So on Monday, you can write the intro. Write the intro on Monday. Spend Tuesday and Wednesday doing the body. Spend Thursday doing the conclusion and spend Friday reviewing the whole article. Saturday, letting somebody else look at it. Sunday, it's ready. And
This
on
is
each
actually
day,
a very good tip, yeah.
on each day, you don't have to do all day. You can take 2 hours to work on your intro, 2 to 3 hours to work on the body because you're doing the body on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? And then Thursday, your conclusion, and then Friday, you're re-reviewing it. And each day, you just allot 2 hours a day to this report, as opposed to spending one whole day stressed, confused because you have to do it the whole day on the report, which will give you time to do other things each day. So always write as you enter a month, the goals should be written as you enter the month, not while you're in the month, to allow you for planning. So this week should be what everybody should be thinking. What do I need to do in May? We need to be thinking about that now. I need to do this. I need to do that, and then look at the May calendar and see where things are going to go, because you may also have times that are already taken for, like, this month I know I have a wedding on the 15th, so that day is gone. There's nothing I can do that day except attend the wedding. So you will not factor that day into your planning for any of these four action items that you have. So you'll know, okay, I can't do something on Saturday on the 14th. I have a wedding, but 13th, I will spend a little bit more time to make up for Saturday being used up, like this. And always finding time for rest as well. You've got to rest. You've got to schedule rest.
I love, I love how you really chunk it down. I remember in one of the trainings I attended, it's called Mission to Millions. This is one of the power that they said. They said, okay, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? And then they said, okay, 5 years from now, think of what can you do in the next 1 year to help you reach
To
that
get you
5 year
there.
goal. And then
Yes.
from the
Yeah.
1 year goal, what can you do in the next 30 days? From
Yeah.
the next 30 days, think of what you can do in the next 7 days. And from the 7 day that you written, what is one thing you can do now to reach that 7 day goal? So I love how you
Yeah.
chunk, you explain the chunking down in time management. For me, what I always do at the end of the month, I will have time accounting. So I was like in the 24 hours a day, I mean, how did I spend it? And I was like, if I have some time which is missing, where did the time go? And how can I make use of it? Then I start setting what are the goals and priorities of this month. And also, I work a lot based on my energy. I mean, the problem with writing reports and also writing articles, if you're not in the mood, right, it takes so much
Yeah.
time to write it. But so I
Yeah.
always have to make sure that, as you said, I need to rest, I need to recharge, because when I have full sleep, when I am eating well, when I'm feeling great, then it's easy for me to write a report, it's easy for me to write an article, easy for me to do everything. So that tip also of resting and giving your body the time to recharge is very powerful. It's a must, right, Grace?
Yeah. And sometimes you have to schedule it. Like, I generally on Fridays I don't do anything unless I want to. So I try not to. If I'm able to check emails, if I'm able to do this, I'll do it. And maybe I'll give myself 1 hour or 2 hours on Friday to, do that stuff. But generally I may just spend Friday watching TV, or doing nothing, reading, or just going for a walk. Like, but you have to allow yourself do nothing time as well, so that when
Oh,
you are working, you are not feeling like you realize that you because we get burned out and people forget about getting burned out. Time management is important, but you also have to manage your stress levels. You have to manage relaxing. You have to manage all of those other things as well. Yeah.
I love that reminder. I suffered from burnout in 2014, and I agree with you. Constant stress, hustle, hustle, hustle is not helping. Allow yourself to do nothing. For me, my Fridays is into webinars and life coaching because this gives me so much joy.
Mhm.
And Saturday, I'm totally off. So
Okay.
I like you. I know either I will just read or do something with my children. We will go out, but it's really like I have no plans. And
Yeah.
I am a planner, but my husband is the opposite. He doesn't like plans. So he was like,
Mhm.
"Where are we going? We don't know," and then we'll just go. So it's just good also to have no day plan, and as Winnie the Pooh said, doing nothing is the best thing. A lot of kids get bored, and parents also we get bored so much, right? But also if you just sit down and do nothing, it's the best gift to yourself, right,
Mhm.
Grace?
Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree.
So I hope other people who are watching us live or on replay later are learning a lot from Grace and from me. And for those of you, Grace, I just want to share also. I've learned one thing which is called surrendering. I mean, what I
Yes.
also do every day now, when I do my journaling in the morning, because I always plan, but I also say, help me perform the miracle you want of me, or help me do what needs to be done today. And actually, that is where the magic happens. Sometimes I have a schedule, but something gets out of the way or something unplanned happens. And I was like, why did I do this? And then when I realized, oh, because it is important regarding the report. So I think also if you have some space, right, where you surrender the use of your time, that's also how. What do you think about that thought?
I think it's very important. And that's sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's just going with the flow, which we need to do now in the era of COVID. It's important to just sometimes be like, okay, I wasn't able to do this, but, and then sometimes you do it later, and that's fine. I think we should not beat ourselves. We're not robots. So if something is scheduled that doesn't happen, okay, fine. But for me, the most important thing to avoid are time wasters. So these are the people who suck up and waste your time. And this is something like I try to eliminate people who are constantly late. I will not meet with you if you're constantly late all the time. People who don't value your time. Those are things that I won't do because that's not about surrendering to time. That's about wasting time. So um, there's a difference in that. But yes, it's very important to sometimes just go with it. And it's nice to have partners that are are go with the flow people. So if you're someone who loves time management but your partner does not, you'll balance each other out because sometimes you do need to just go somewhere that's unplanned and just enjoy yourself. Yeah.
I like what you said also when you reminded me about meditation. What I learned also, I never do meditation before, but I mean, a lot of CEOs, a lot of, I mean, Steve Jobs and a lot of people, they always talk about meditation. At some point, I was like, what is really meditation about? And I remember Vishen, who's the owner of Mind Valley, he said, 7 hours of, 1 hour of meditation is equal to 7 hours of work. And I started to do it seriously. I think it was only last year. Even before I wake up or before I even get out of bed, I listen to an audio program. And I also find myself becoming more organized and more peaceful because of that meditation program I'm listening to. So you are correct that meditation is very powerful. And I just want to mention and acknowledge Grace Tolentino. She said, great to hear from you both. She said, she will try to have it free, a free time for herself also. And Annette saying the same thing, having free time for herself. And what I also like to explain about time waster, I have this workbook on time management. They said we have about 100 time wasters. It can
Mm.
range from absenteeism, absent-mindedness, indecision, headaches, housework, inability to take action. So Grace, right? I mean, we might not be understanding the time waster, but really this is the one that is the number one reason, right? Why a lot of people are suffering with time scarcity and they're struggling with that. Can you speak more about what are these time wasters and how can they really find what is their time waster?
I think you need to be content, like you need to be aware of what the time wasters are. So that's the first thing, is knowing is if something is not producing a result which is beneficial, most likely it's a time waster. So time wasters are, maybe, we all have times we want to go on maybe Facebook and check what's happening. But if you're on Facebook 3 hours every day and you're not on your Facebook page generating income, then it's a time waster because you could be spending that somewhere else. Someone is on Facebook doing business, and that's a different type of activity. Or time that's wasted on, let's say, errands that you don't need to run, chores that you don't need to do, like we spoke about, having other people in the house help you do it, or a friend who is always late. You have coffee at 10, but they show up at 11:30, and then that's 1.5 hours you spent waiting around for them. Um, or I mean, so many ways that anything, basically anything that is not a benefit to you becomes a time waster sometimes.
Hmm. That's a very good definition, right? Because I think everybody have their own time waster, and for you to just be aware, always ask. I love this question. They said, always ask yourself, is this the best use of my time?
Yeah.
That is the best way for you to understand if you are using your time correctly. Ask yourself, is this the best use of your time? So, is there
Yeah.
anything else you would love to share? Do we have any questions? If you do have any questions with Grace and with me, would love to answer your questions. But right now, Annette and others are sharing. So, Grace, while waiting for those questions to come, is there anything else if people want to reach out to you? This is an opportunity for you to also tell us how can we, how can you help those people and how can we reach out to you?
You can put my Instagram on the thing. I don't know where to type. Is there a way for me to type it?
You can type it in the comment box.
Comments.
Okay,
Okay.
can you please drop us your Instagram? Please reach out
I
to
don't
Grace.
think I don't see where I can send it to you, but I can't put it. So let me send it to you and then you type
Okay,
it.
send it to me, then I will do that. So for those of you who wants to get in touch with Grace, you can sense how much she can help you on time management. Of course, she is also a consultant, advisor, strategic planner. Please reach out to Grace on Instagram. She is also on LinkedIn. And let me just drop her message. Okay. So this is Grace Instagram account. Of course, you're also on LinkedIn, right, Grace?
Yeah. So LinkedIn, and then I just send my email as well. So I do offer coaching services for people who new entrepreneurs who want to start businesses. Sometimes you have an idea, and we will be launching actually in most likely July a 30-day entrepreneurial challenge that I'm doing with another lady. So basically, after the you do the challenge, you should be able to start your own business. It's 30 days, and each day is an action item that you need to do to lead you to the process of starting your own business. We realized that a lot of people during this COVID period came up with a lot of ideas. You're sitting home, you're frustrated, you are anxious. So people had a lot of ideas. So there's a lot of people with ideas, but they don't have a way to turn this idea into a business, into something
Mhm.
sustainable. So we developed this 30-day challenge to be able to help women, people actually, women, mostly geared for the person with an idea. It's not really geared for someone who already knows what to do, but it's really a very step by step process each day, and at the end of the 30 days you'll have your business plan developed if you've done all the activities, and you'll be able to so I'll share that with you so that you can eventually share that with your platform at a later date. In between that, I'm always happy to answer questions, happy to help if anyone needs any advice and stuff like that, so feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Grace. That sounds very interesting. Would Working Moms Academy would like to support you. I think that's a very interesting topic, right? 30-day entrepreneur challenge. I know. I mean, I myself have a lot of ideas. I always put it on my phone only. But for those of you who are ready to put those ideas into reality, right? I think that 30-day entrepreneur challenge is something worthwhile and interesting. And would love to, of course, get more information about this, Grace, and we'll have to promote in Working Moms Academy. But for those of you who want to know more, start reaching out to Grace. Grace at groupconsultants.com. And also, there is something, get in touch with her on Instagram at El Marabe. Thank you again, Grace. I learned a lot. So, just want to summarize for those of you who want to manage your time. It's important. Grace gave 7 tips for you to manage your time, from identifying your goals, planning ahead, organizing, and also she also shared some tools and technologies that you can use. To-do list, freedom. I've already typed there, and for those of you, I think if you really want to have more money, more freedom, more joy, more peace, you have to start managing your time now. And as Grace said, remember, do, delay, delete, delegate. Wow, I remembered. So if you can at least remember these four things today, before you do something, should I do it? Should I delay it? Should you delegate or should you delete it? This is one very powerful tip. Thank you, Grace, again for your time.
You're
Take
welcome.
care
You're
on your
welcome.
flight. Look forward to seeing
Thank
you.
you. Have a good Friday, everybody. Bye.
Grace, bye. Thank you everybody for joining us live and on replay. If you're watching this on replay, again, this is Working Moms Academy's live webinar on time management, how to accomplish more. Today, Grace shared a lot of information. Why is it important to manage your time? What are the tips and tools, 7 ways for you to manage your time effectively? She shared what are your time wasters. She also shared some powerful technologies that you can start using now to manage your time. So with that, I would like to thank you. Working Moms Academy is offering training and coaching programs. It's upcoming this May, and our membership platform is upcoming. So if you do want to join and connect with other amazing working moms, so to learn, to grow, we have coaching, training, and of course, a community of moms helping each other. We have now about 400 people. Yes, I would like to thank everybody who is on the Working Moms Academy Facebook group. We have now 400 members. And of course, I want to thank our community manager, Karen, for keeping the community alive and for, keeping the engagement going. We would like to help you. Please help us invite working moms to help them overcome the stress of every day through Working Moms Academy. Again, my name is Wanda Kalupig. I'm the founder, lead coach, and trainer of Working Moms Academy. Our mission is to help moms succeed at work and at home so mothers can become better parents, person, and people. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Bye! Nasa call pa ako. Mamaya ka mag-vacuum.